Hey guys, what's going on? Peter J. Cruz here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're visiting with the Tone Kings project, I'm the Man, and getting ready to look at doing the guitar solo. And for that I want to talk a little bit about preparation work. And doing a guitar solo, I mean, you ask 10 different guitarists how they prepare for a guitar solo, how they approach doing a guitar solo, and you're going to get like 20 different answers. So I guess take what I'm going to tell you with a grain of salt, because everyone works a little bit differently between workflow, you know, what floats your boat, what you're looking to get out of the solo, and that sort of thing. So everyone's approach is going to be a little bit different, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of insight as to how I approach it. That even mattered to you at all? But I guess if it did or didn't, you would be watching the video. So anyway, first thing I wanted to do is talk about preparation. You know, I mean, it's serious work, and you've got to be in the right mindset, but you've also got to be in the right physical space, you know, to handle a guitar solo. So with that being said, you got to have a good, healthy breakfast. You got to eat right. Nutrition is ultra important, especially for those shredding fingers and shredding guitar solos, you know. So make sure you get a great breakfast. It's very important. Wheaties is king, you know. Wheaties is absolutely king. Beyond that, of course, is since you want to keep, you know, your physical space correct, that whole body is a temple type of thing. You need to make sure you're fit and you're in, you know, good physical shape. So exercise is extremely important as well. So make sure you know, bust out with, you know, a regular exercise regimen, if it's jogging or, you know, stationary bike or whatever, you know. And then of course, taking care of your body is, you know, along that same idea. It's very important that you get a good night rest and sleep whenever you can to allow your body to recuperate and regenerate new tissues, brain tissues and body tissues, skin, muscles, and so on and so forth. Because your body's always replenishing, rebuilding new tissues as other tissues are getting older and worn out and gotten rid of and so forth. It's a biological thing, you know. So it's very important to make sure you rejuvenate that process by getting lots of sleep. So, wait! I don't mean that. All kidding aside. Basically, when it comes down for a guitar solo, especially on something I haven't written myself, you know, and again, this is in my mindset, so again, your approach might be different, but I'll give you some insight as to how I look at it. And for something like this, that I didn't actually write the song, okay? If it was my song, it would be a very similar process, but since the song would already be internalized to me, would have already come from inside me out, then it's a little bit more streamlined in that case. But in this case, I'm working on a song with the Tone King. This is his song, his chord changes, you know, his flow. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fit into that space and to give something that's going to take that song a little bit further. And ultimately, that's what you want with a guitar solo, is to take the song to a new place. Somewhere it hasn't exactly been, but somewhere that's in that general direction. You don't want to go, you know, like a really, you know, a nice mellow song and then just take it off into shredland, or take totally like a, you know, a totally shredderific song, thrashy or whatever, ultra heavy, and then go into like, you know, some kind of like jazz line or something. It doesn't fit, you know, it's conflicting, it's not seeing eye to eye, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so just trying to real quickly go over this. What I'll generally do is I'll listen to the song, and I've actually got it looped. So as it goes through the guitar, solo section, I have it looped. So it's just going to go over and over again. And I'll just sit here, and I'll actually sit here without a guitar, and just listen to it, kind of get a feel, kind of like get into the groove, listen to the chord changes, listen to the bass guitar, listen to the drums or whatever, and I'll start to kind of formulate and kind of like start picturing what am I hearing for a guitar solo, because you know, you want to keep that vibe going. So then I'll start hearing, okay, I hear this, you know, so all right, so I'll kind of spend a few minutes and kind of listen to it as it loops, maybe 4 or 5 times, have it go through and listen to it and begin to like mentally in my mind's eye actually visualize or hear the guitar solo and like what I'm picturing, what's coming out, what's coming out from inside me that flows into this song. And as I start doing that, I'll start hearing the guitar solo. And then at that point, I'm like, okay. So then what I'll do is I'll continue the looping process. I'll pick up my guitar, and since I'm going to do it as a direct DI, and then I'm going to reamp everything, I'll just plug it in and fire it up with like TH2. I'll load up a nice preset that's got some lead distortion on there, maybe some delay, a little bit of reverb, but something inspiring that's going to help me feel good. Now, granted, it's a live monitoring, so I'm going to be hearing basically delays, distortions, everything else in the plugin. It's being recorded as a DI, so when I play it back, it's just a plain DI guitar signal. There's no distortion on it. It's totally clean. And then later during the mix process, I can take that signal back out, run it through my amp, and then mic it, and then put it back into the song. This way I can play with EQ, I can adjust the settings, I can put the delays in later. I don't need, but when I record it with the DI using TH2 or Guitar Rig or Amplitube, the new one, Positive Grid, Bias. So you can use that one too. I mean, whatever floats your boat, or even some built-in plugins that they have with various DAWs. So, so I'll listen. I'll pick up the guitar and I'll start taking me to that space that I'm hearing in my head. I'll start trying to mimic what I'm hearing in my head. And sometimes it's just way out there and I can't do it, or I'll get real close. Sometimes I'll nail it perfectly. It depends on what I'm hearing in my head, So we'll do that, and then but I won't be recording. I'll just sit there, I'll loop it, but I'll plug in the TH2, and I'll sit there and I'll noodle around with it, trying to match what I'm hearing in my head. And after I've done a few passes, I say, okay, yeah, I think I've got this going. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Then I'll hit the record button, and I start recording. Now, truth be told, I really like to improvise my solos. So, granted, I'm picturing this in my head, hearing where I want it to go, but then when I actually go to do the actual guitar part, it's not like I've actually, planned out every single specific note and tabbed it out or anything like that, and then played it. I do it as a take. And I'm like, yeah, that take was great. We'll go with it. That take sucked. Whatever. So then what I'll do is once I've got maybe 3 or 4 takes, I'll listen back to it and I'll be like, yeah, no, this take sucked. This take I broke a string, so scratch that. So I pick the best take and run with it. I'm not generally into comping a guitar solo, basically. Unless it's something that I really, really nailed it, or if it was absolutely perfect, except at the very end there's one little part that's just a little bit off, and if it can be comped to save that one take, then great. Then I might do that. But generally speaking, I'll take the whole solo as just, and plus it makes it a whole lot easier later when you're trying to do the edits and the mixing and everything else. If you're just going to take the whole solo as one piece, call it a day. Now, in the Tone King song, we've got, it's like 2 solo sections. The first part kind of starts off, it's not this part here, hold on, let me move it up. Bear with me here. And I'm not going to use screen capture because that takes a little while to set up and I don't feel like messing with it right now. So this is the first part of the guitar solo. So this is kind of like a little bit of funkiness, a little groovy. I'm picturing more of a laid back, kind of quasi bluesy, kind of swaggy type of guitar solo part. Nothing like, not a flurry of notes or nothing, just maybe lots of bends, maybe some feedback coming from an amp. So for that I might have to actually record a live amp with the speakers to get that feedback. Over here in these breaks, I can hear some more faster playing, some scalar work, maybe some arpeggios or something. And then back to more of a laid back section. Maybe a little crescendo towards the end here, just for the vocals come back in. Yeah. I like that. So anyway, that's kind of like my thoughts going in right now. So I'll listen to it some more and kind of go with it and continue thinking about and internalizing how I think the song's going to get pushed forward with the guitar solo. And, you know, gosh, from there, there's hit the record button and, you know, put the pedal to the metal and let it happen, you know. So anyway, I wanted to give you a little bit of an insight as to how I'm approaching the guitar solo. And right now I'm not going to cut it for you right now. I still want to do some more internalizing and more processing, so to speak. And then I'll go ahead and actually, you know, hit the record button and get it going. And then, you know, see you guys in the next video. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope you found this video enjoyable. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button down below, and stay tuned for more stuff. We got, I guess, some drums coming up. The backing vocals, I'm probably not going to do as a video. I'll just have them done, you know, off camera because of the kids and other people I'm going to have in the video. I don't want to put them on YouTube. And then we'll get to the mixing. So it's all coming around. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by. Rock on. We'll catch you later.